Now, with news that Greg and Travis McMichael have reached a plea agreement in their federal hate crime case, is the plea deal a betrayal to Ahmaud Arbery's family? Still with me, criminal defense attorney Stephen King. All right, Stephen, we're going to get to our first comment. It comes from Brenda Moss. She says, I think pleas should be approved by the families before they are reached. I also think if families do not want a plea made, it should just go to trial. I get that this is for the federal charges. They are already sentenced to life in prison. However, they should not be held in a resort prison. They killed that young man only for his skin color, nothing else. What's interesting about the plea, Stephen, is that they admit to that. Part of, making a plea deal, you have to elocute in court to the charges and to the top charge. And so they do that. But again, the idea that, that the family is adamant about the idea they don't want them going to federal prison. Again, we don't know if it's some camp, but it's certainly, as we heard, better off than being in a state prison. So do you think families should have the right to nix plea deals overall?
I think absolutely. I mean, ultimately, they're the ultimate victims. And we want to rely on our justice system, right? Trusted relationship in the civil justice system is afforded to all people. And I think that it should be about the families. It should be about justice. And they are the ones that are seeking to be healed. And I think that they absolutely should have a right.
All right, let's move on to our next comment. It comes from Pat Burke. Now, they say they have already been found guilty in the other trial, so I don't think it really matters that much here. Here's why it matters, I think, Stephen. This federal trial was going to bring out all the evidence that we didn't hear in the state trial regarding the racial nature of this crime. There was a number of tweets and different things in the background of Travis and Greg that would have come out in this trial. This was very important to the family. They wanted the world to know, race wasn't allowed to be brought into the other trial, but this one was all about race. They wanted the world to know who these guys really were.
And there it is, because, in federal court, you're normally allowed more discovery. It's broader. The court has more discretion to give you things that you may not get in the state case. The department is going to want to say, look, we don't have a custom and practice of race in our policies or race in our practices. Because you could say your policy is clean, but what about your practices? So the family wants it shown that there is race that's involved, race is on the table, and we want to discard all of those people who are race. And if you have a racially profiled department, it needs to be exposed.
All right, we only have a couple of seconds left. What do you think happened with Ronnie Bryan? Why was he not included in any deal at this point?
I think he's holding up. It almost seems like they're going one at a time, because if the judge is akin to accept one offer, then we have another offer. And ultimately, Mr. Bryan thinks, hey, he may get the lesser because he right now in the state court has an opportunity for parole. And so he understands that he's the least culpable based on how the case is being prosecuted. So if the other two defendants get a good deal, he's probably going to get a better deal. So he's just waiting and just picking away.
All right, standing in the wings. All right, we'll keep an eye on that. Thanks to Stephen King for being with us tonight. Truly appreciate it. I'm Michael Ayala. It's been a pleasure being with you as well.